Everybody, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. What's up? How y'all doing? So, I want to talk more about CTE in MMA fighters and other athletes. All right. So CTE stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy. It's just a fancy word for saying when somebody gets too much head trauma over a certain period of time that can cause these proteins called tau proteins to build up in certain areas of the brain. These proteins are usually line the microtubules, and then too much constant hits to the head can make this protein break apart and then clump up. So that's there's more to it, but that's the classic reason why CTE we believe happens. Unfortunately, there's no way to test CTE when the person's alive. The way you could test it is when the person actually passes away, and then you examine their brain. So that's the best way you can. That's the only way that you can diagnose it. But while the person's alive, you got to just like anytime, just like in medicine, period. You gotta take a history. Okay, so we can, we meaning physicians, we can. There's signs to tell us if a person has CTE or not. Okay, the history. If they play a sport like football, basketball, football, boxing, Muay Thai, soccer. So first we look at that history, and then we look for the symptoms. We ask them questions. Do they have memory issues? Do they get angry easily? Did the mood change as they get older? And all those signs together, all those symptoms and the questionnaire gives us a good idea of what's going on with that person. All right. Now, the big question is, do you think fighters should risk their lives, but also the post-fighting life for fighting? Meaning that with the dangers of Muay Thai, MMA, boxing, football, soccer, you know, do you think this athlete should be fully informed of the potential of getting CTE? Okay, now of course not everybody who does CTE, not everybody who does those sports gets CTE, but unfortunately a high percentage of them do. MMA fighters. I used to be an MMA fighter. I always say that. All y'all know that already. I used to be an MMA fighter. I did a couple of Muay Thai fights and tons of grappling jiu-jitsu. Grappling jiu-jitsu tournaments, there's no striking, so that's not even in the question. But MMA, and thank God, I only had 5 fights. I said only, but I have 5 fights, and except for my last fight where the guy was hitting me illegally in the back of the head, I never really got hit in my fights. Thank God, because I always go to the ground. Okay, so I don't think I suffered that much head trauma fighting. Sparring, I was pretty elusive in sparring also. So we wore headgear, and of course I got hit in sparring. But do I have CTE? I don't know. I don't think I have CTE. But but for the fighters who fight a long time, or for the NFL players, soccer players, they have a high potential of getting CTE. There's no cure for it. But I've been working on a lot of research. I've been doing research on CTE and a whole bunch of health issues in general. And let me tell you, boy, I found out a lot. I really found out a lot. Um, to break it down, when it comes to, we all talk about information. Okay, too much information can lead to a whole bunch of issues. And when somebody gets knocked out or repetitive blows to the head, that can lead to inflammation. And when that leads to inflammation, that's when bad things happen. There are these cells called the regulatory T cells. It's part of the immune system. In fact, it keeps our immune system in check. It's a T cell that keeps our immune system in check. Research shows that people who have low amounts of these regular T cells, or just not that much, or just dysfunction, can have a lot of inflammation. So acupuncture, as an acupuncture physician, there's ways that we can actually boost up these regulatory T cell counts. This is actually breaking news. Okay, so I'm working right now on a treatment for CTE. I'm working on a treatment to treat athletes with CTE. Right? It's not a cure. It's not a, you know, no promises. But I'm here to tell these athletes that there's hope. Okay, because these athletes, these MMA fighters, the NFL Muay Thai guys, they risk their life for entertainment. Most of y'all know me already on the channel. I used to be an MMA fighter, Muay Thai fighter. Now I'm a physician. I'm an acupuncture physician, and I'm dedicating my life, to helping people with CTE. That's all I want to say. I'll see y'all later. Okay.